How's it going, you beautiful people? Rhys, your Seeing Dragon, and welcome back to Azur Lane, the game where my family has constantly disappointed me. Hey, it's start of a new month. Welcome March. These new Russian girls are kind of cute. I'm not a big fan of like the Russians usually because they're kind of generic. But hey, also, Lancer Festival, do another quiz. Sailors ate barley rice to prevent one of the following diseases. Fuck. Oh, I did read that it takes 5 minutes. You'll ever just be a little bit too gung-ho? That was a little bit embarrassing. Aren't I accomplished? Speaking of, Carabinier just hit level 70. You know, you guys know what that means. And you should, like, not be loyal to me if I fuck up, because, oh, that's a little bit early in the video for swearing. There goes monetization. Ha! I was kidding, YouTube would never monetize me. They don't like me, apparently. Which is why, like, I usually ask, like, hey, share my video, because, otherwise it never shows up in the algorithm, so nobody will ever watch it. And that's just, like, frustrating. Because it's not the easiest thing to just, like, record every single day. Like, to, like, sit down and make a huge commitment, plan around the schedules of everybody. Speaking of schedules, I will not be recording tomorrow, as tomorrow is my older sister's birthday. So yeah, I'll be taking a break off to celebrate. My apologies, but family comes first. Anyway, let's get into battle and continue on with Khorovod of Dawn's Rime. That name does sound kind of weird when you say it aloud, probably because I'm butchering it because I have an accent. It's called an American accent. It's also called being insensitive. Well, anyway, today we move on to A3, the Mirror Under the Sea. Mirror Sea discovered beneath the waves, a breathtaking new reality. What secrets lie in this sealed away sanctum? My wife. Using the Italian fleet a lot, so I'm going to swap it up. American fleet and my British fleet. Combat with right destination. Feels like I've already been underwater for a long time. Maybe just switch to smaller expedition vessels if you're exploring underwater ruins or something. It's not that complicated, we can just walk off with the ship. Walk off? Aren't we still underwater? Besides, the expedition remembers the Mirror Sea, except underwater. The specifics are a bit more complicated, but you'll see once you get out. Underwater Mirror Sea? Does that make sense? Comrade, welcome to the Parliament's Arcana Sanctum. Approaching the hatch, I was discovered there's no water pressure. A wide spacious area stretched out in front of my eyes. I looked down at my feet, I could see a layer of calm ocean water coursing beneath me. With my head, I could see that the dome of stars that should have been beneath me was now replaced by the expansive sea. Around me, icebergs set alien and titanic slabs float overhead serenely, and two tracks rolled overhead as they sprout towards the surface. Even my wild imagination would I have been able to envision such a surreal dreamscape. At first, I expected this arcade sanctum to be some sort of naval base. I thought it was some abandoned underwater facility, but this. Could something so spectacular truly exist in this world? It's been some time since I last came here. Marvelous sights to behold, as always. You look pleased, please, Commander. I just like that the first time I came here. It takes a while to let everything sink in, you know? That should be a question mark, not a shield. Comrade, we need to get moving. You'll find even more wondrous things deeper inside. Take the submarine as your command ship. We're supposed to spread out and form an escort formation as we head through the first gates. I gotta get an explanation as to how the hell sirens are down here, or no. Either way, the levels have not risen at all. Have risen a little bit, but still just level 30. It's going to be very easy to clean up. I'm gonna handle the siren pursuers first, and then I can just kind of chill. No, I am here. We don't need auto combat. Yeah. Nine seconds on the clock. Ah, jeez. Well, should have gotten a drink of water before I started working. Actually, let me check the mission objectives before I go into the second battle, because I keep forgetting to you. 15 escort fleets. Easy money. If you know what she means, that is. There we go. Let's get rid of my ammo with this fleet and then just take out everything else with my English fleets. I keep calling it British fleet because, you know, British Isles and all, but I guess this should be correct. Being correct is hard. Watch, we're getting cancelled for that, calling it now. I think I'm not big enough to be cancelled, nobody cares. Man, these videos are going to be funny to look at, bad guy, if I ever do get big. It's just like, wow, I need to stop deprecating myself. I actually, like, made it. But hey, we haven't gotten that far just yet. I like how they always just show right outside my submarine range, so I can't bomb them. It's just like, aww, that's a shame. Okay, I couldn't control the game for half a second. That was weird. That's very weird, but whatever. Didn't take us long. Icebergs floating here must be hundreds of meters high. From 50 to 200 meters to be precise, and the surfaces are flat and smooth. As you all know, the iceberg's actual mass is hidden under the surface, in theory, based on our observations. However, the icebergs here do not have substantial underwater structures. Rather than floating, it seems to be suspended within the water. This iceberg is all a part of the Mirror Sea? I thought the Mirror Sea periodically produces siren defense modules on these parts. These modules are rather dated, but we can't just ignore them either. Per orders, you have to periodically sweep enemies that might spawn. These icebergs sometimes get split apart by stray fire. But after leaving Quebec, the iceberg simply reform as if nothing ever happened. Ice is capable of regrowing? That's right, pretty spooky stuff, right? Since we still have to carry out lots of experiments. When the iceberg is slightly damaged, they regenerate into their original forms. They blast into pieces, the fragments disappear, but identical iceberg will float up and take its place soon afterwards. So far, the Mirror Seas we've encountered can be broken into two categories. 1. Arsenals for making pieces as well as mass-produced ships. And 2. Experimental research facilities for creating unfathomable weapons. All the Mirror Seas discovered by mankind, this might be the first that doesn't fall into one of those categories. There's extremely long-term research in this place, gathering as much data as possible and analyzing as samples we get our hands on. However, we still have no idea what the purpose of setting up a Mirror Sea like this might be. A hidden underwater facility that seems only to preserve a landscape. Hey, I made a hypothesis. Comrade, what if Mirror Seas were not originally meant to be tools of war? They were designed to be tools of stealth and evasion. What do you mean by that? Generally speaking, Mirror Seas are unrecognizable from the outside until you've actually entered them. The single thing that all Mirror Seas have in common is their concealment. On the battlefields, I would often directly convert a perch into the ocean to a Mirror Sea, suggesting whatever device they use to do this must be portable. Well, the attacks seen both from in. As for all the attacks we've seen both from inside the mirror seas, we've seen both from and inside. What? As for all the attacks we've seen both from and inside, the mirror seas, those might just be the products of the equipment stored inside. Someone who formerly stayed in Ironblood, I can test they started researching mirror seas very early on. The rest of the accounts that initially Ironblood wants to monopolize the first research on iron technology and refused to join the major powers in Azur Lane for that reason. First, Ironblood was not a primary target for the first wave of siren attacks. Ironically, they're meddling into siren technology. He stirred the sleeping beast, so to speak, and they suffered devastating losses as a result. Ironblood's always been obsessed with siren technology through and through. Even before I left, they already managed to smell components of the mirror sea. I assume they're still ironing out technical challenges for various modules, but I don't know how much progress they've made. I'm taken away from all this, so we have to use the mirror sea we encounter in battle, the actual concept of mirror sea, right? Actually, mirror sea is just a technological device for absolute privacy and portability. As what we see in practice is an upgraded personalized version of that. That sounds about right. The mirror seas can be a pain in the ass when used offensively. We're able to destroy them directly as long as we have the numbers. What if mirror seas are used to hide away places like this one? I never find those places. I know how many there are. That does sound plausible. Perhaps Siren's main base never been pitted so far. It's hidden somewhere in the depths of the ocean in a similar form. It's the same conclusion, because we never see a second mirror sea that shares the same conditions as this one. We need a lot more evidence before making that logical leap. Wait, what if the Sirens are hiding in the... Wait, the Sirens are hiding in the water and welcome to mirror seas? How is the Northern Parliament able to seize control of this, quote, Arcana Sanctum? I hope it feels more of their story that they're not telling me. Ooh, Northern Parliament kinda sus. Hey, research is how an army really nation. Fuck. Research is how a nation survives, you know? And am I supposed to freaking delete these guys for a second? Just can't do anything. They keep getting picked apart by my freaking superior weapons, apparently. I love doing low-level missions with like my crazy good ships, because like nothing can stand in our way. And it's hilarious. Also, I want to talk about something that bugs me, because, like, we did a reform in Azur Lane. So, Belfast, in the anime, at least, is dubbed with a British accent, because she's a British ship. Although, here's the thing. She's named after Belfast, a town in Ireland. So, I believe that she should be speaking with an Irish accent. And if there was to be a reform, I shall spearhead this reform as an Irishman. I'm quarter Irish, but that counts, right? Explains why I'm loud. Come on. That was just a massacre. It kind of reminds me of like how Operation Siren, they said they're just throwing like weak mass reduce models at us. Like, screw you, I've gotten my ass kicked by some of those bosses quite a bit. Now that I do have like decently leveled ships, everything is pretty adequately levered except for Taiho and then my Italian fleets. But I just got Taiho. Careful, Siren Graphite has appeared. Seriously, we got this place not that long ago. Yeah, those look like some seriously outdated models. The enemy models in the arcade sector have never been upgraded. They're exact same as they first were when this place was discovered decades ago. And then the Sirens were... back then, the sirens that wrought such destruction and suffering among humanity looked just like this. But now, enemies like these hardly worth our attention. Comrade, time is precious. Let's end this quickly. Hurrah! Well, that was, yeah. Apparently outdated models just get absolutely destroyed by my... The base made to a massive iceberg, easily smashing the enemies in its way. That disciples are the only facility with an internal structure. It also houses the gates. This place is where we first recovered some truly revolutionary information. Is this spectacular, comrade? The first time we had to fight our way here. Countless comrades became martyrs in these very waters before we finally managed to clear out the swarming siren forces. Considering what we got out of this, the sacrifices were not in vain. It can be said that what we discovered here was a turning point for fate. The intelligence we recovered from here was the reason why the Moral Parliament, found on the verges of collapse, managed to hold its tattered line of defense, then claw its way into becoming one of the major world powers today. That's not all. We also discovered a sliver of the Siren secrets. The Siren secrets? I'm about to tell you, has never been made public. After so much information has been leaked, we have completely lost trust in the ability of Naval HQ to maintain confidentiality. But I do think you need to know this information. I assume I'm also to get the secret from the Naval HQ? That's not our intent, no. However, I hope that it's after you listen to everything, you know it's your best judgment in deciding what's disclosed. All the information you learned in the Arcane Sanctum today should be executed in that manner. I can agree to those terms. We're almost convinced that the sirens were not spontaneously born from these oceans. They sense the words, rather came from a distant place. As for the true purpose, it's not something as simple as trying to eradicate humanity. Since the very beginning, most of their actions made are driving wedges between our major factions and amplifying those conflicts, plunging us into a state of endless war. Looking back at everything that's happened, the Iron Blood's deepest ties to the sirens, the splintering from the Azur Lane, the sudden betrayal, and the formation of the Crimson Axis all reek of the Siren's lingering influence. And perhaps us too in the past, even right now, we might have walked straight into a trap set by the Sirens. It's not just you, both the Eagle Unit and the Royal Navy have been somewhat aware of this. Somewhat aware perhaps, but still continue to fight, whatever the reasons may be. In the end, everything still happened as the Sirens desired. This is the true nature of their power. So the Sirens keep from what they're actually after. Unfortunately, we still haven't found the answers. I'm sure that the answers can be found behind the gates. We're reaching on the other side of this great hall. Let's keep moving. Good lord, there's a lot of dialogue. Hey, so yeah, I need to clear it 2 more times. I'll cut away for a bit of that, but first, you know what time it is. It's the build time. I don't know. 1 hour 50. I sincerely doubt that's an event ship. And 550. That's not an event ship. There's only 1 ship on that build time. Anyway, hey, it's also time to answer that fucking question. What the fuck? Can I just be completely confident and also be completely wrong? Why do you keep alerting me like a call? Are you saying I need to go back to school and rethink my life? Because I think I do. Well, anyway, I am going to make a cut here and come back when the event is ready to be finished, so I'll be right back. So this is a bit strange, but I just did my second clear, which is usually not supposed to be 100%, but hey, I got a cutscene out of this, so this is a bit of an abrupt cut, but hey, how are you guys? So the reason you need me is because you haven't been able to open the gate? Correct. Maybe your natural attunement to wisdom cubes lead us in opening this dusty gate. We've scoured the entire Mirror Sea, but not found any device that can control the facilities here. You can't even control the Mirror Sea or access its maintenance device. The most suspicious thing is this console up in front. Ahead of us, in the middle of the Great Hall, the metallic console looks like some kind of control device. That's equivalent. We're supposed to insert a wisdom cube, right? Well, it seems like it. Doesn't look like some kind of special device that requires a wisdom cube to activate. For all the siren devices and facilities we've encountered so far have been powered by an energy cube storage device. Why would this thing here require a wisdom cube to activate? I never know until we see what's on the other side of this door. An infinite loop, huh? Conduct a series of experiments to activate the console. Everything you tried has resulted in a failure. It won't respond at all. So you believe that this device will only respond to special individuals? Comrade, the test you hook when you became a commander, so you have the highest attunement with wisdom cubes this world has ever seen. I really don't like when games do this. It really just seems like kind of the writers just saying, oh, you're the most awesome thing in the world, but like, do you really think I would be the best at something this complex? Let's be real. I'm an absolute idiot. Whatever. Well, science, you have to say, can I explain why you're able to produce benign changes to wisdom cubes? We even used to be aware of this phenomenon. I just want to know, why me? Where's that gate you keep telling me about? We've reached the end of the Great Hall and I don't see the doors here. Ah, sorry. I forgot to tell you one little detail about the gates. Oh, it's funny. Right at the end of the hall is what we call the gates. We're confident that if you activate this console, this will open up into another passage. Just from its size and textures, knowing something like this could have formed naturally. Yesterday too, but frick. Can't see any kind of mechanisms inside. It seems like just a sheet of ice. That's where you'd be wrong, comrade. There's much more to it than that. Grumpy, let's do a little demonstration for the commander. Straight at that corner over there. Aye aye! Everyone, please keep a safe distance. Commencing fire. The zilch charge from Grumpy's gun slammed into the wall of ice and erupted in a cloud of smoke and steam. On it clear, there wasn't a scratch on the wall. As you can see, we can't damage the wall even with this amount of force. Of course, tried many other methods, using large caliber guns, having an entire fleet fire salvos, using explosives, using heavier explosives, but nothing has worked so far. All the firepower we've been able to muster to date, and still not a scratch on this wall. You surely do have to work the console. Wait, there's something here. Is that what the stars used to represent themselves? I've never seen this before. Oh, that's weird. I like should gloss up something like that. What's impossible? I'm sure that symbol was never there before. In other words, the console changed in a way we've never seen before. Sure enough, mysterious things start to happen as soon as this commander sets foot in here. Here, use this wisdom cube. Oh yeah, sure, you just happen to have that on hand, fellow Rosiah. Well, keep us waiting. Go on and give it a try. There's something else on the console that can be operated. I still start with the wisdom cube first. Boop. Oh, the console's actually reacting. Whoa, it's glowing. Nudge first wisdom cubes into the groove. The device began to vibrate at home. The wisdom cube seemed to dissolve. Placed by a ball light expanded the console. No, I could have used that to build on lights. Fuck! The structure of the wisdom cube is reflected in the motes of lights. They're trying to deconstruct the cube. But Rosiah, looks like our hypothesis might be correct. Yes, the games began to change shape. Show me what lies beyond the wall of ice. It says she's about to kill me. Does I get betrayed by the Russians? Anyway, I guess now I can cut. This was a little bit abrupt, but I'll be back.